Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Sakura Forest Girls! We are back here. We have the two girls kind of cuddling together in a way. So that's kind of what we had last time. Ayana's in her undergarments, already fast asleep, her face inches away from my own, pale lashes matted together. Lips are pursed in sleep. She snuffles softly, like a piglet. She must have been exhausted after the events of the day, and she fell asleep the moment her head touched the cushion. She sleeps deeply, with nary any sense of danger. She often looks harangued while walking, but in sleep she relaxes. She looks small and vulnerable, utterly defenseless. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Ooh, yes. Hey, Ayana. Remember my voice low in the still night. Do you really think we can trust Maya? Really? That's a good point. I never thought about it that way. Talking to you really helps. Another salient remark. You're on a roll today or tonight. I smiled to myself. There's no point trying to hold a conversation with somebody who's passed out. I'd better be off conversing with the northern blood or maybe a wicker basket. But Ayana is far more charming than both of those commonplace items, particularly when she's snoring. Okay, you're creepy watching her now. It would embarrass to know that she snuffles in her sleep. Kinda want to tease her about it come the morning, but it might be better to abstain. We already have Maya to fill our teasing comrade quota, though I'm not at all convinced Maya is a real comrade. There's too much about her I don't know. Her motives are still a mystery to me. I wonder why Maia decides to stay here. Maybe she is lonely or bored. Or maybe she has some dark, ulterior motive we can't guess at. I'm still not sure. But don't worry. I'll take care of you, Ayana, no matter what happens. If she is a foe, I won't let her harm you. That is actually pretty nice of her, yeah. If she is a friend, well, I'll have to give her a stern talking how friends are supposed to treat one another. I want to let him manipulate a balance or take advantage of you. I'll withstand any indignity for the sake so you can rest well. That is actually pretty nice of her to be. I take Ayana's finger into my own beneath the blanket and give them a soft squeeze. I'll protect you, I promise. Oh, that is really adorable, actually. Wake up, my adorable little chicks. Wake up. What? I rose from my slumber by a bright, cheerful voice. It sounded a little like Coco's, but I know it can't be her. I see Coco frequently in my dreams, but I haven't spoken to her in person for years. Who could it be? Since I set out on the journey, the only companion I have is Ayana, and that voice most definitely does not belong to her. Wake up, girls, rise and shine. The sun has awoken, and so, too, you must. You have a very busy day ahead of you. There's a lot of work I want you to do. Work? I wince. I don't much like the sound of that. I'd like to curl back under my cover, which are very warm, and drift off back to sleep, but my parents are serious people, and they impressed upon me the importance of rising early during my childhood. I can't afford to give in to the slovenliness. That would be setting a bad example for Ayana. Come on, wakey, wakey. It's a beautiful day, and I won't have you sleeping it away. That would be a huge waste, and I am hungry. I need somebody to make me breakfast before I starve. I can feel death's cold, icy claws winding about my throat already. Yes, it's Maia. This person is being pretty insistent, whoever they are. I guess I have no choice. And guess who it is? I sit up, disturbing my blankets and yawn, rub my eyes with the back of my arm, and then look around my surroundings. I expected myself to be back in the leaf-strewn tent I shared with Anna and the band of village on the cusp of the wood. But I'm sorely mistaken. I'm in a strange dark hut with warped wooden walls and a ceiling much more sturdy than fabric. The floor is strewn with intricate packers rugs and cushions. The scent of herbs and spices hang heavenly in the air. Where am I? Good morning, sunshine. I must say, you you look quite the sight. Your hair is a mess. Your eyes are still gumbled with sleep. I doubt you would be able to protect your fair princess like that. For all your grand standing, you're quite the poor warrior indeed. What? I whip my head about, come soon face to face with the woman who awoke me. She isn't Coco. She certainly isn't Ayana. She has an unfamiliar face, her nose aguine, her lips full, her green-yellow eyes certainly bright. Strange aura emanates from her which makes me feel uneasy. I have about as much sensitivity as a stone, but even I can sense there's something off about her. I don't think she's an ordinary human. There's no way I can trust her. Stay back. I reach for my spear. I'm forced to settle for the cushion. Grab the cushion tight, hold it between me and the mysterious woman like a shield. I don't know who you are, but don't come any closer. I won't have you lacing. What? Was lying beside me stares. She sits up, her glance and says, "Something wrong, Ryan?" Yes, there is something very, very wrong. This wicked must have kidnapped us, and I taken. I'll protect you. Must have taken away my spear, but I still have this cushion. You sound awfully confident. The woman teeters. And what do you intend to do with that cushion? I'll I look fearful. I begin to doubt myself, and nagging voice tell me I've forgotten something very important. But I can't back down. My parents taught me when faced with adversity, one should never crumble. That will only make you look weak. I'll smash it in your face with a cushion. Yes, with a cushion. They can be pretty powerful when wielded by the right person. I have a lot of training. My strength is second to none. I sure can take you on and fight with a real weapon. So it's a fight you want, is it? The woman chuckles. Somebody who is catatonic. 10 minutes prior, you certainly have a lot of energy. I cannot say I dislike it, but I think that energy would be better served to be put towards a more practical purpose, such as procuring our breakfast. Now, put the cushion down, Miss Warrior. I mean you no harm. No, I won't. I don't trust you. Goodness me, you have such a look of vitriol on your face, the woman paused. Perhaps I press our bodies together. You will recall who I am, and your lost memories will come flooding back. Do you want to try? What? No, don't come any closer, you weirdo. Stop it. Freak. Pervert. Yeah. Whew. And so it is with a high-pitched scream I am not all too proud of. I hurl the cushion at my attacker's face. Well, I thought you were bluffing, but you were wrong when you said your strength is second to none. You're surprisingly strong. Very few people have made to make my nose bleed. It is quite refreshing in a way, though it does sting somewhat. Ow. Maia winces when the piece of cloth pressed the right nose. Sitting with her elaborate patterned chair, her legs folded, her hair somewhat rumpled after the fracas with the cushion. Her impression is baleful. I didn't think I'd be actually to hurt her with that cushion, much less make her nose bleed. But my fear must have heightened my strength. Well, interesting, actually. Interesting. Smacked her in the face with the cushion. Wow, I'm surprised. I flung the cushion at her with all the force I could muster, and the corner happened to catch her nose. And now it's bleeding. Maia's gone through 2 pieces of cloth already in an attempt to stem the flow, and it shows no sign of stopping. She pouts. I can see. I should not underestimate you in the future, Miss Warrior. Even without your spear, you're deadly. I am very strong myself, of course, but that is only with magic. Physically, I am weak as a newborn kitten. You moved so suddenly, I did not have the time to defend myself. Yeah. I sigh. How should I feel about this? I can't help feel but guilty. Now that I'm a little more awake than I was, and Ayana explained the situation to me, I'm starting to feel guilty about my actions. I can't believe I forgot who Maia was. Her presence is so commanding. She should have made a strong impression. Must have really worn myself out yesterday. I still don't trust Maia, but throwing a cushion in her face is no way to go about forming a relationship with her. I didn't mean to hurt you. Really now? Yeah, kinda. Maia titters, then winces as pain flares up in her. Despite your protestations to the others wise, you did use an awful lot of force earlier. It seems to run quite contrary to your claims that you did not wish to wound me. Well, yeah. I run a hand through my hair. I was half asleep and I was afraid. I guess it was a fight or flight response. If I'd been more cautious, I wouldn't have done that. I'm sorry? It is quite alright. Laughs and then winces again. Crimson blood continues to trickle out of her nostrils as she wipes it with mustiness as she mutters. I have not sustained an injury like this in quite a time. It's a novel experience, though a painful one. At the very least, it is not boring. You have lived under my roof for only a brief time, yet you have provided me with ample entertainment. Yes, kinda. I see. Can see it was correct to let you girls stay here. I hope you will continue to amuse me, though I pray your next effort will not result in further destruction of my beautiful face. Call your own face beautiful? Or is an eyebrow? That's kind of narcissistic. Hey, is it? I see no issue in being confident in one's own appearance. In fact, I believe the world would be a vastly better place if its inhabitants were more confident in their own skins. It would certainly reduce the number of unhappy people out there, and it would reduce my own workload. Do many people come to you to ask have their appearances changed via magic? A good many, yes. It's a very tedious affair. If one must nourish selfish desires, I wish they were, at least, inventive. Maia dabs at her nose with, but never mind. Your wish is interesting enough, which is why I am considering it. That is also why I'm not taking too much umbrage to your carelessness. Not this time, at least. Fixing me through a swallow. She's taking this pretty well, but I dread to think what she might do if I cause her any further harm. Will she really turn me into a frog? I don't know the full extent of Maia's ability, but based on the self-important way she speaks, you'd think you're capable of doing anything. Now then, we shall set this unpleasant business behind us. I am hungry, and I would not say no to one of your delicious meals, Ayana. It should, I hope, help replenish the energy I lost this morning. Yes, of course. I would be more happy to cook for you, if you wouldn't mind catching the food, Yaya. I guess I have no choice. I crack my joints. We want to find Coco. We gotta answer to your beck and call. Is that how? What a fast learner you are. I see you're not quite as stupid as you look. Thanks. I roll my eyes. Alright, I'll go fishing. Do you want me to use that rod of yours again? If you would. Take the rod, then turn to Anna. Are you coming? Of course. I am not sure I will be much of use, but I'll try to help. Simply having you around cheers me up. You're helping already. I smile at Ayana and then turn to Maya. I'll see you later, and once again, I'm sorry about your nose. It's alright. We all make mistakes. Even you? From time to time, yes. I do not make mistakes as often as lesser mortals given my vast knowledge and exalted status, but even I'm not infallible. I won't begrudge you for your clumsiness. Thanks. I turn away, my face flushed. I didn't think she'd be so understanding about all this. She might be smug and proud, but she doesn't seem to care about other feelings. But she's not completely unreasonable. I'm starting to think she might not be as bad as I once feared. Maybe I can trust her after all. I certainly hope so. If not, I have no idea how Ayana and I will ever find Coco. True. Time passes quicker than I thought. Soon a whole week elapses. During this week, Ayana and I were kept busy attending to Maya's manifold wishes and whims. I'm tasked with procuring food every day while Ayana prepares and cooks it. My parents trained me to use the spear from childhood. I'm no stranger to hunting, but looking after Maya is even more exhausting than that, and you can credit. A woman who acts so arrogant is awfully demanding. She likes to have things done in a certain way, and she has no qualms about asking Ayana and I to redo our chores. She doesn't care one whit about wasting our time. I can suspect quite strongly that she doesn't care about anybody save herself. Maya's awfully selfish, but she isn't quite as bad as I feared. She continues to tease me, but without some of her earlier vitriol that incites me so. Exacting though she is, she compliments us when we've done well. None of her demands are impossible. Maya is careful too not to push us to the brink of exhaustion. Anna afforded evenings off, as wherein the three of us play Pico or sit outside and examine the stars. Okay, so at least there's not everything's not bad. I never paid much attention to the stars before. I always thought them too distant to have any bearing on my life. They're just pinpricks of light, and they don't serve any tangible purpose. The stars can't fill your belly or keep you warm. They're not worth contemplating. That was what I believed. But Maya, as it transpires, is very knowledgeable about the stars. She spent many years with only constellations for company, and she knows all their names and the legends associated with them. She tells Ayana these stories night after night, her voice sweet and silken like honey. I was standoffish at first, of being afraid and lulled to a false sense of security, but as the days wear on, so too does my resolve. I like to keep my distance from Maya, but it's hard to maintain my aloofness when her tales are so unexpectedly interesting. Maya is a natural born storyteller. She paints pictures with her words so vividly I can see them unfolding before my very eyes. Countries rise from dust, maids emerge from pools of moonlit water, warriors go into battle with halberds in hand. All these tales of love, loss, sacrifice are recorded in the stars above our heads, like tapestry, full to the brim with stories. Stories were one unknown to me, but the canniness of Maya's voice brings them to life. Oh, that she's so. And they lived, all lived happily ever after. Michael, who's one such a story, and then glances at me. Did you enjoy that story, Yaya? I did, despite myself. I did, despite myself. I off a small sigh. Chicken storyteller. I thank you. I am glad you like me enough to bestow upon me the gift of your honesty. You're becoming quite the sweetheart. No, I'm not. It's not like I like you all that much. Don't read too much into it, dummy. I look away from Maya, my face flushed. When she smiles at me like that, her face full knowing makes my heart stammer in my chest. I swear I never used to feel this way around her. What's happening to me? Maybe the stars know. What if Maya says she can't be believed? They're full of knowledge. Three of us, Maya, Ayana, and I, are sitting outdoors upon a complex woven rug. My arms are about my knees, and the sky night above my head, black velveteen canvas littered with shining stars. These constellations are named after heroes of yore and tragic lovers. I never knew they had such rich history, but Maya opened my eyes. She knows far more about the world than her flippancy would have one believe. Yeah, she's kind of a. She knows exactly what to say and what to do to infuriate me, but she also knows how not to take things too far. After giving it some thought, I don't think she's bad as I once believed. She mm, mightn't be such a bad ally, really. Now, I believe I have exhausted all I wish to say about the stars for the night. My rests her hands upon the woven rubs and then offers me a smile. As much as I enjoy teasing you, much more, there are more important matters to attend to. Thank goodness, I pout. I don't think I can handle any more of Maya's rifting. Not right now, it's way too late. At night, I'm too tired to think about any well, not that I'm any good at witty riposts either, in general. We warriors are not known for our sparkling conversation skills. I prefer to settle disputes with my fist or preferably my spear, which isn't an option right now. I don't even have my spear with me. I've been thinking, and I have at last come to a conclusion. Maya leans in, her fingers splayed across the complex pattern of the violin. You girls have proven yourselves to be worthy servants. You have listened to all my commands and have hastened to obey and make yourselves useful. I have known you only a week, but I'm beginning to wonder if how I was ever able to get on without you. You've been working very hard, and so I will consent to aiding you. Oh! Anna's been silent all night. Now she pipes up her lips, being a surprise. You will help us find Coco, Miss Witch? Indeed, I shall. You are being very serious in this venture, and so I shall be serious in turn. Tomorrow morning I shall begin the preparations for a ritual. All goes accordingly. This ritual should demystify your friend's whereabouts. I'll tell you her location, and the three of you shall be reunited anew. It shall be like the old days, when you were children. What do you say to that? Oh, Miss Witch. Anna's blue look brighter even that the stars in our above our heads. They're glossy, and I think they must be beating with tears. She looks so relieved. It makes my own heart my own heart each Thursday. Coco's near and dear to Ayana's heart. She always gets like this when our absent friend is brought up. This is why I rarely mention her, even though I often dream of her. I don't want to upset Ayana. I don't think her current tears are a result of upset, however. She was sad she would not be smiling at this. Okay. Ah, her relief is almost luminous. And with that, we're going to stop right here. So, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye!